Healing Hearts TV podcast. We speak life. At this show, we speak about matters of life, matters concerning mental health, different matters. We literally edify our souls. We're not the best, but we try to speak upon different stories, speak upon different matters. Somebody there can relate and maybe share. So, before even I go further, I want us to encourage. I want to encourage you to go subscribe on this podcast. I know it's going to be so amazing for you. You're going to enjoy our stories. We cook very, very nice stories. So just go click on the subscription button, please, and share. Share with anyone. Our people that are watching us in America, our people that are watching us in the rest of the world, in Africa. This show is watched all over. Actually, last time I was checking the YouTube statistics, that this show is watched most in America. So producer Okozenyo Mulimu, sorry for bringing in that Ugandan word. Today I have a very, 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 very important guest. A very important guest, a special guest. She's a schoolmate. I always see her around campus. If not, she's a friend. We are friends.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are friends. I always see her around campus. To speak a little about her profile, I think she will speak on her profile later. Yeah, but she has been, first of all, she's a law student. I think she's in
Fourth year.
she's in her fourth year. She was the 90th, am I right?
Yes.
90th Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Makerere University. I think even people outside Africa, you can relate, Makerere. She was a former GRC, School of Law. Are you married? She's not married. She's single. Then on search, you search.
I prefer to keep my relationship status private.
Private. Okay. Okay, she's private.
Oh
You're
my
welcome,
God.
Jackie.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I am so glad that I would be sharing my experience, my life story with our dear viewers today. Thank you.
Thank you too. Also, thank you for really coming through. Yeah. Last time I always tell my producer, invite people here and you stay with your cameras here. But if you've come, it's really a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. In a nutshell, I think we start from who is Jackie, because maybe Mbade wanankwa is. Yeah. Who's Jackie?
Okay. Thank you so much. So my name is Jacqueline Tumusime, and I am a law student at Makerere University in my fourth year of study, my final semester actually.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
thank you. I'll start from my background. I am from a humble background, very, very humble background. And well, it has been the Lord's favor and grace that has carried me through to all these spaces I've been to.
Amen.
Even, being right here, seated right here, me being chosen.
Amen.
I do not take it for granted, and I believe that it is grace, because it could have been anyone else, but well, it is me.
Amen.
I am passionate about women. I am passionate about community service, and especially marginalized groups.
Marginalized groups.
Yes.
Okay.
I have been in the leadership space right from high school, but then I want to talk about here at campus. I have served as the information secretary while at law school, that is in my second year.
Okay.
After then, I contested again and served or went through and served as GRC, that is a Guild Representative Councillor for School of Law in the 90th House, and also was appointed Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs in the 90th House as well, and that has been my last portfolio. And of course, now that I'm in my final semester, of course, I have retired from students politics, and today I would be so glad to share with you, our dear viewers, my life at law school and a woman's life in politics at university level. Thank you.
Amen. Have you heard the introduction? Me too. My name is Khalid. I'm at law school too. So I shouldn't be left. Though me, the time I wanted to enter politics, I really got scared. Just got scared.
Oh my God, it is always scary.
The pressure of looking for votes, man.
Minus even before you reach there, I remember myself, I didn't know where to start from. I was this shy girl, humble.
You were shy?
Yes, I was, and even now I am still shy, though I have learned to be confident because of all these spaces. I didn't know where to start from, and I had wanted to leave, law school, just come, study, and leave. That was my intention, But my future or my destiny had other plans. That is how I mistakenly applied for. I mistakenly applied for Electoral Commission, to be a representative to the Electoral Commission, representing law school. I didn't know what I was applying for. This is in my year 2, I think so, at the beginning. It was only until 3 days later, three days to the voting, I realized, actually, they released the nomination list and I see my name on the ballot, and I'm like, okay, what is this? I thought I was applying for any opportunity like any other opportunities. Only to realize, I have been nominated. I had the grades, and well, why not? So in those 3 days, I had to look for votes. But of course, there were others who had been, campaigning before, they had been planning. So that was the very first election that ushered me into politics. And I lost that race. When I lost that race, I was like, okay, so what next? People told me, Jacqueline, you're good. This one was abrupt, and that's why we didn't support you. But try something else. Don't give up. Don't step out of politics. That's how I came for information secretary, and that was the stepping stone. To my leadership journey.
Wow! That's really amazing, and an inspiration journey. So when you began your story, you glorified God. Yeah, is Jackie a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian. I am born again.
Born again.
Yes, and I pray from Makerere Full Gospel Church.
You're here?
Yes, just
Full
down
Gospel
there.
Here. Okay. I've prayed from there. That's a little
sad. Even Easter, that's where I was before I went home. Of course, I'm from an Anglican background.
I know.
Anglican mixed with Catholic, but yes, personally, I believe Lord Jesus Christ is my personal Lord and Savior.
That's amazing to really be a Christian. It's really so amazing. So how has been life? Literally, your journey at law school. When you start, the how has been life literally?
Wow. Honestly, it has been more than I expected. When I was in high school, thinking about campus, I didn't really get to know how big the picture would get. I thought it would be, academics, have some fun, and leave. But when I got to campus, as I've told you how things played out for me, the mistake, then, wow, oh my God, it has been a roller coaster, let me say.
A roller coaster.
Yes, a roller coaster. Like there's been a lot going on, good, bad, but I have learned a lot. I am not the same girl that entered the gates of Makerere University in 2021. Yes, I'm not that same girl. I have really, really, really changed a lot. I have grown a lot. I have learned a lot. I think this is like the most I've experienced. Hello. Life at law school. Oh my God. It has been trying.
It's been trying.
It has been really, really trying. There's
Understand.
been a lot of growth. There has been a lot of pushing beyond boundaries. Every single day you have either a coursework to submit with a deadline, or you have a sit-in test to do that very day. So you find that the pressure you're under is so immense that whole week you're not doing anything. You are just focusing on the coursework. And this has been life, for during that coursework week for the past 4 years. Then when you come to exams, oh my God, there's just a lot to read. There is, as I've said, every course unit has 4 units, and each is as equally important as the other. Other colleges some course units have 2, have 4 units, some have 5, some have 3. But at law school, they are all 4 units per course unit.
4 units.
Yes, so meaning that they are all equally important. They all equally contribute to your final grade. So that has always been the pressure. And then the other thing is the lectures. At law school, unlike some other colleges, you find that you have lectures every single day, from Monday to Friday, and all lectures start at 7:30 a.m.
But is it the same as other colleges?
No.
Other colleges?
Other colleges usually start at earliest 8, some 9. Though of course some really study full day. Now at law school we have the advantage of studying half day.
Half day.
Yes.
By the way.
But as you go higher, year 3 and year 4, you realize that even the lecturers are getting tired, or they're becoming busier, and then because we are taught by professors, we are taught by all these people who I would say important, and they have like other things to handle. That are always out of the
already
country.
Practicing lawyers.
Yes, practicing lawyers.
Yeah.
They're out of the country, they're attending conferences, they're tutoring here and there. They have to grow, their careers. At the same time also teaching you, because they are the best of the best. So you find that a lecturer will tell you, we'll have a joint lecture in the afternoon. So you who is a day student, who is a morning student, you have to study in the afternoon. That's as the years go by, year 3 and year 4 especially. And now that's the thing with the lectures. Then you find that also the workload it's really heavy. Cases.
The workload of reading the cases.
Yes, the workload of law school itself. That has been the past 4 years. We have had our time.
We've enjoyed.
Yes, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I have had my time. Honestly, I have had, I have socialized, I have attended the events, I have gone out partying sometimes, I have gone to different things that I have done. I have really had my time. And it's an experience I would not exchange anything for the world.
Really?
I would not exchange it for anything in this world. If you took me 4 years back and told me choose, would you choose Makerere University? Of course, they always say Makerere chooses you don't choose it. But if you gave me a chance of any other law school, honestly, it would always be
Makerere.
Makerere.
Started. Anyway, politicians. She's a politician. So, anyway, apart from the cases, apart from the lecturers, I want us to go a little bit with the personal experience, because I believe every law student, apart from reading when there are challenges somebody faces in school, have you faced any challenge that is outside law school or that is apart from the books, the backloads, and everything?
Mm, I would have to think about that. Now, I really got so engaged and involved with the politics that I rarely had time for other things. The challenges I got, I really cannot call them challenges, but my personal experience, especially at law school outside books, it has always had to do with student service leadership, because when I was not studying, I was into service. Everything had to come down to that.
When you're not studying, you're serving.
Yes, when I was not studying, I was serving. I got so involved, so immersed into these duties that I had, that I rarely had other things going on outside this.
And how is the balance?
Now, when I was information secretary, let me start from there because the experiences have been different. When I was information secretary, I served it was just law school, it's just one school. And of course, we're always reaching out, Jacqueline, help me with that timetable. Well, which office do I go to? I have this problem, tuition, this and that, That was when I was at law school, in serving law school. And I got so used to the fact that, people only reach out to me especially when they need something. And I got comfortable with that in life, and I'm very, very okay. And that was it. But of course, at some point, issues happened that would really affect my academics. For example, there's a time that I was really depressed from some backlash we received. Very, very depressed. We're receiving some backlash as a cabinet, as a law school cabinet. Some things had not gone right.
I didn't hear of that. Of course, me.
Okay. Trust me, I received the fire because as the information secretary, as the face of the cabinet,
I remember. We shall not talk
shall not talk
about Let's leave it personal.
I don't want to go back into details of that story,
okay.
But I hope you can remember that time.
I remember.
Oh my God, I was so depressed. I spent a few days without going to class. Like, I was scared for my life. I was scared for, oh my God. So that there was that time. But when I became JRS and minister, now minister is serving the entire Makerere University. It's not just law school as prior. Of course, the coverage is wide. Like, you can imagine how many students we have at the university. And I was in charge of registering associations. Now, registering associations, every tribe, actually majority of the tribes in Uganda have associations here. You find that they're the Ugbara, association, students association. They are the students, Nkuba Zambogo. Even colleges, they themselves have associations. For example, as you know, law school have the Makerere Law Society, which is an association for law students. Engineering, said that they have MES, that is a Makerere Engineering Society. You find MUMSA, you find government students have theirs. You find Muwesa, you find people from Barara, they have. So I was in charge of registering all this and coordinating and and then also in the house I was also in charge of, since everything to do with constitutional affairs, reviewing all these regulations, all these other organs, their rules and regulations. I was in charge of, reviewing. I am on my committee, not personally alone. So I find that the workload was really so much. Now, the thing is, at some point, I honestly failed to balance. I lost it in between there, and I focused more on the politics because I usually take duty like a priority to me. And I knew law school, like I was always a firefighter. I can read, understand and go do my papers and pass. But there reached a time when I was never in class. Because every single Makerere always has an event. At least minimum 3 events a week.
I know.
every single day something is happening at Makerere. Now as a cabinet, at least you must be there, you must attend, you must,
You're here and there.
So every single day there was an event, there was a conference, there was a training, there was this opportunity, there was this gig, there is this retreat, I was never in class. This personally affected me, especially the previous semester. I got 4 borderline marks. Actually 3 borderline marks, and it really, really hurt me again. I'm like, okay, maybe you could have done better. Just 2 1 marks, my dear. But at some point I lost the balance. But I had to remind myself, Jacqueline, the main reason why you're here
is to do books.
Yes, academics is the main reason why you're here. So do not lose focus. But everything I was doing was equally important. I got to network, I got to get the connections, I got to live life.
So it's also important to have something else.
Yes, as I've said, I didn't have life outside politics. So this leadership, what I was doing then, the conferences, the gigs, the retreats, the trainings, that was my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to ask, there is a question I think I always want to ask to girls, especially girls, when I get a chance to speak to them. Are you ready for the question?
Please.
How do you handle men? Like men especially, because you're at campus, growing up, you're studying, different men are, like, call it disturbing, like, call it
they are shooting.
They're shooting. How do you really handle that, by the way?
That's a very wide question, because different men, different interests, different plans they have for you. You can honestly never know what someone is planning for you until when they execute the plan. So how do I handle men, especially as someone who has been in politics? My personal experience, I have been so exposed, and especially politics at such a big institution, you're exposed to so many people, so many I would say men, as you've said, men. How do I handle? Number one, I first settled with myself what I wanted. What do I want? What do I personally desire for myself? If it is a relationship, what am I looking for? What am I looking at? And the fact that I was always so focused on the leadership, or never had a lot of time to look left, right, center, and back. It was always, I need to be there for this reason, and that is it. And hi, and I am leaving. Something like that. Yes, I would associate. People would ask you for your number and be like, yes, the number. But then we're going to keep it at friendship level. When someone starts, diverting left and
going
right,
left, right,
and
center.
CDO. The things of date nights and come I take you out. I was always tired. Like I was always tired. I have academics, I have books, I have things waiting for me. I was always busy. Like that really kept me in line and in check, and less accessible for people who were not coming to me for a service or for my duty. It kept me, hidden, because I have something to do. Like I am not available if it's not something related to my schedule. But of course, as a human being, we all get into relationships, we all have our love life that is outside all these things that we do, and I think it's really normal. And I don't know if that answers.
Personally, you've answered, but the reason why I've asked you that question, because I really want to know. I've had very many students that have been messed up by relationships at school. Yeah, I've heard of stories. Specifically, I've had some at law school. Of course, there are some other colleges. What is your take on that?
Things always happen.
You've had those things.
I know. Things always happen. That's the honest truth. But I think as a girl, as I've said, I had this talk with myself. what do you want? What do you truly want? Leave friends aside, leave what people is telling you, leave all the voices behind, and sit down with yourself and say, okay, what do I truly want? What are my values? What is my negotiable? What are my non-negotiables? Because people come to you and tell you, Jacqueline, come and we meet at this hotel, and then you become the minister, maybe minister for gender, or minister for health, or you become the minister of justice and sometimes people always promise you all these kind of things. People will come to you, trying to be good, trying to be all these, sheep, but you as you, what is guarding you? These values are it's what you're supposed to be protecting you. It's supposed to be like that shield,
That shield
that
guards
yes,
the values.
that even when people come with their intentions, you'll be like, me, I don't sleep around. Okay? Or for myself, if I'm not in a relationship with you and you, I'll not hang out with you beyond 11. Or if we have not been talking since morning, I'm not going to pick up that call or any call beyond 10 p.m. And you know that this is me. And when I go to a club, either I'm going to club till morning so that I do not go to sleep to go sleep at anyone's house, or if not, I'm going to come back to my hostel or my hall before it is midnight. Like you need to
put those values.
Yes, you need to ground yourself.
Okay.
Know what are your negotiables, what are your non-negotiables, because at the end of it all, people have different plans for you. People have different intentions with you. People have all these kind of different things you do not even know about. You are clueless. Even no matter how experienced you say you experienced about the world, people are always coming up with new plans, new innovations just for you. So, as I've said, how you protect yourself, ground yourself, know your values, know your negotiables, know your non-negotiables, know what you are willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Even as you adventure, even as you live life, what are your limits? You need to have these honest discussions with you yourself, not with your parents. Yes, very honest. Not with your parents, not with your best friend, not with the priest, not with anyone. With you
but
yourself.
You personally.
Yes.
Hey, you can speak. Anyway, you can speak. There is a lot to speak about. But lastly, I would like to ask you, I think it's one more question. It's about, there is always this question that I always face. But since you're a Yahoo student, I would like to ask you, what's next after law school, personally for you? I don't know. I'm asking the right question. I don't know.
I think it's a right question given my the position.
So where do you see yourself
next?
Yeah.
And I was saying, I think it's a right question given my current position where I am at life. I am leaving law school. I have less than a month because we're starting exams next week. Where do I see myself? I am really, really open-minded about, because law school has so many careers. I think it's unfortunate that I would close my mind and only focus on litigation. No, I think there are lots of opportunities. And personally, as I've said, I'm very, very passionate about women, marginalized groups, community service, and now the thing is, I have LDC, or I really, really so much LDC. Desire to go to LDC, Law Development Center, to study a diploma, so that I can, practice law when desired. And that's like, if you're to start in August or September or January next year, well, but immediately after, I would love to be, learning from, counsel that are already in practice, learning how to draft, preparing, not to sit back home and, wait and stuff like that. I'm looking at different opportunities, NGOs where I can intern, government ministries where I can, in the meantime, be interning as I wait for LDC. Yes.
Okay, that's really beautiful. I think we have had a very, very, very wonderful conversation with Jackie. on this show we can speak and speak and speak and speak. I think we shall get another time when we speak about some other things. But for now, I want you, because you're a lady, to speak to some lady there. I loved your story of coming from a humble background. Here you are in leadership. You are at law school. Your last words, briefly, to a girl there that you can inspire. Yeah.
My last words to a young lady out there, a young woman out there: plan for yourself. Plan your life to the dot. Who do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? What heights do you want to go to? Plan, plan, plan. There is no man who is going to plan your life like you can plan it for yourself.
Kademu, repeat it.
There is no man who is going to plan your life like you can plan for yourself. There is no mother who is going to plan your life to that very, very dot. There is no sibling, no father, no one out there who can ever plan for your life to the very dot, like from the beginning to the middle to the end, like you can plan your life for yourself. So always and always plan, and always have hope. No anything can happen, anything can be achieved, and above all, pray. Pray, because some levels, some achievements in life, no matter how much work or hard work you put in, you may not be able to reach there by just feet and hand, or by just your brain. And sometimes you need that divine push, that divine favor, and always reach out to people. Always and always negotiate your value. Negotiate your value. People are going to offer you anything they think you're worthy, or they think is enough for you. But learn to negotiate your value, and always negotiate for what you think you're worth. Do not settle for what is being offered on the plate. Negotiate for what you think you deserve, for more. And I think that is it. You can achieve it, you can do it. If you set your mind to it, you can achieve just anything in this world. I am still growing, I am still going, and well, this advice also works for me and to me as a young woman who has a lot to do in her life. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. It has been a great pleasure to be here and to speak to you. Bye.
Bye. Healing Hearts TV podcast. Thank you, Jackie, for coming through. Yeah, next time when we invite you, also come through. Thank you so much. It has been a very good, and I hope people are very inspired there. Yeah, and I think it's nice to do though. Is it nice? Yes. It's nice to do though. Medicine. Anyway, Healing Hearts TV podcast. We speak live. Here we bring honest conversations. Thank you so much for everybody that has been watching. Please don't watch this show alone. Just help share with someone. And if you've not yet subscribed, it's just very simple. Just click at the subscription button. YouTube brings a subscription button. You subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more these stories are easier. YouTube really moves them easily the more you subscribe. So that will be very, very, very many. So I keep this conversation open in the comment section. You can comment, ask your question, ask anything. I want to thank my producers, the one who has worked on the sound, and the one who has worked on camera, all these things. I want to thank Makerere University, Unipod Hub, the team here. It's doing a very amazing job. It's because of it that we are here, and it's because we have these amazing sets here. Yeah, thank you so much. Until next time.